Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode from the Realm of Vasten. Hey, guess who's here? You'll never guess. It's Sunfire SG, my war girl buddy.
Yes. Well, enemy.
Well, enemy. Technically. Well, we were never actually on the same time ever, so maybe not.
True.
Just enemies in theory.
Museum kind of made me the sort of the peaceful interlude. You know, I spent most of my time just wandering around
and trying to find fire alarms. Grumpy.
Trying to find fire alarms and crashing.
Yeah. Speaking of crashing, that's what we've been doing for the last 15 minutes. But okay, I think we're good now. So yes. I explained, I think last episode probably, I'm not sure the order that this is going out, but I've become friends with some of these guys, Pixel Brew and Sunfire and a few other friends coming recently. And I just kind of thought, like, they're such great builders, great Minecraft players, great YouTube content creators, which I should say, if you're a Vasten viewer, Sunfire's channel is linked in the description. Go check it out. He's not only a great builder, but like an entertaining dude. You really will enjoy watching his videos.
Are you sure you've been watching my videos?
I am 100% sure I've been watching your videos. So I thought what we could do is maybe check out some of the smaller builds. I went through with Pixel and we looked at a couple of the really big ones. And I thought maybe just to mix it up, we could check out a couple of the small things.
Yeah, that sounds good, man.
And what I would love to hear, what I noticed is last time I did this, I just talked the whole time. Because I will just admit, I'm super proud of this world. I love it so much. It's like the thing that I fall asleep thinking about, you know?
Oh, wow. That's commitment.
Well, it's been, this is episode probably like overall, like 304 or so, somewhere around there. So like I've been at this for a couple years now, you know, and it's just like, this is like my thing. Like everything in this world has story and lore and history.
That's what I've loved about World Studios. That's, you know, I can see why you're so proud of it.
It's been really great. But that being said, I could rattle on about this for hours and hours and hours. But I would rather hear you rattle on about this. So what I'd love to do is if we could just walk, like I could tell you where we are and just ignore these trees. This is a crappy farm.
Stroll through the forest.
Yeah. But this is Kalahal, which learning lesson, I let my viewers name cities and they always pick words I can't pronounce. So this is a Kalahal. This is the second town that we did in this world. We did Spawn. And this, I should say, this is my very first, vanilla, like serious vanilla world. I kind of went straight to modded in life. So at the time we built this about 2 years ago, I was playing primarily me and a couple other former modded or, modded players generally. And we were really just kind of learning how to build, here. So there's a lot of kind of growing pains, but yeah, I'd love to hear we're in creative mode just for the world tour here a bit, just in case you're only watching this episode. This is a survival world, but just for sake of tour, it's a lot easier to go in creative for this. This is like a storage room. This is a bit of a lore called the Eternal Tree. On the 28th of every month, the whole world has a celebration of the Eternal Tree. It's kind of like a respect to their ancestors and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of the big towns have their own Eternal Tree with the glowstone hanging down, that kind of stuff.
No, I do like custom trees. It's something I'm starting to sort of test out and get into a bit more myself. I guess with like the new bark and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, this tree predates that new bark by about 2 years, probably.
Oh no, I can imagine.
Yeah, but yeah, so we have this one kingdom called Adjury, which is an Arbor Druid's kingdom, and part of the deal is we have a bunch of custom trees there, and just one, but then we have structure. You play mostly Bedrock, right? Are you aware of structure blocks?
Mm-hmm. I don't know structure blocks.
It's in vanilla.
Command blocks, and that's it. Yeah.
Structure blocks. It's like a world edit in vanilla coded in. So you get a block. You put a block here and a block maybe up on the top opposite corner, and you can memorize all the blocks that are in this tree.
Oh yes, no, I have seen those before.
That's how we do the custom forest because of the reality of making hundreds and hundreds of custom trees.
No, I'm pretty sure that. And I could be wrong. I don't, because I don't really get into that sort of side of the. Everything I tend to do is mainly just survival building, occasionally creative, but I haven't really messed around with structure blocks, command block, things like that. So I'm not sure if they are in Bedrock. I know they are in. Also, they're in Java.
Yeah, I don't know if it is in Bedrock either. We I made the decision when starting this world that it was going to be 100% vanilla, meaning not even plugins, like really just straight vanilla. So world edit is not a thing that I'm wanting to do here, you know.
Fair enough.
So the thing we have near is now the problem with structure blocks. They only go maximum of 32 by 32 by 32, so you can't do like a mountain like you can with world edit, but you can do trees, and that's pretty cool for us. You know, I can live with that. So yeah, I don't know if you want to kind of just look around this town. I've learned some lessons as a builder since doing this.
I didn't actually get the scope of how big this place is until you get up here. I love that factory in the background.
Yeah, quite medieval, I guess, or something. You know, one of the things that I know from watching the Craftway server videos from some of the different guys is about using more variation in block palette, and that's something that I've been working towards more. Like, I think when the YouTubers that I was watching when I built this town, I was watching a ton of Welsknight, and you know, Wells is a good builder. He generally but uses like one palette. Like, he's like, okay, it's going to be oak roofs. So I was like, okay, that's it. We're going to do oak roofs, you know, and it's all oak. But I think now, as I sort of evolve into a different builder than I was, I think now I probably wouldn't do all oak roofs anymore. You know what I mean?
I mean, just from the last update, it definitely added so much more that, you know, with the trapdoors and things like that, that it has changed the game quite a bit as far as what you can do. Because I did find myself coming back to using oak quite a bit in anything medieval built, because it you know, it's the go-to,
right?
And it's the one that sort of the trapdoors for it, everything else for it, pressure plates,
oh yeah,
all that kind of stuff was just oak or oak color. And now it's you've got so many more ways to sort of just change that palette up a bit. That's
true, and just give like height variation with trapdoors and pressure plates and all that kind of stuff. That's really super nice. I know that you know, what I would probably do if I were to start this town now, 2 years later, is I would probably do one house have a spruce roof and one have an oak roof and another have a stone roof, something like that, just to sort of, so it's not all so cookie cutter. Because looking at it from up here, it does sort of blend in with each other, doesn't it?
It does a little bit. But I mean, you've got to think, like, even in an actual medieval town, they would source the materials from what they could get. So if they were near an oak forest, it would just be mainly wood. So it's not that it's necessarily incorrect or anything like that, the way you've done it. I feel like, you know, if it's going to be around, if you're going to start building with oak, you kind of need to have that follow through. But I guess now that you've got that option of putting in the odd variation block, because of the, you know, it's weathered more than, you know, some build with spruce, some build with dark oak. You've got that option of just making it look a bit more weathered.
You know, it's interesting that you say that they would build with what they have here. The major export of this town is oak, actually. Like you can see out there, that's like the harvested oak,
sort of felled forest.
Yeah. So I mean, it does sort of make sense, and in fact, in this world, everything has to have a road. That's kind of part of one of the few sort of rules that we have to have. Every town has to be connected by road, just to make it feel immersive, so you can walk the entire world, you know? But that being said, we do have fast travel. Like, we're not insane.
No.
So if you go over this way, because, like, you know, if you're building in survival and you're like,
which way is
turn around here, there. If you're like, oh crap, I need like 3 sugarcane, you know, and it's whatever, it's like 45-minute round trip on a horse. Because this world is big, we use large biomes, and it is extremely large.
Yeah, we had that on Mine Zealand as well. And we ended up, we looked at because obviously that was only just switched over for the aquatic update, and the way that it was originally set up, it had the sea level much lower or higher. Higher. So we get these very odd world edges now where the new generation comes in.
Oh yeah, weird.
Yeah, it was higher. So you get these sort of like just world edges, very hard world edges. That it's an unusual thing. It's unusual to look at.
I like that though. You know, we're so accustomed to the way Minecraft works, the way it looks and everything, that I do like the idea of mixing up. I've always thought that lowering sea level a good bit, if I ever did like a custom map, like a world painter map or something, is the way I would go.
Yeah.
And then having huge mountains, you know?
It's fun, but the only issue that you have is that things like farms tend to stop working. Obviously, witch farms wouldn't work anymore because the witch huts would spawn higher than they were supposed to spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you try to build a witch farm, it would just wouldn't work.
That's a very good point. Yeah, we have very few farms here. That's something that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a focused sort of build server, then it's not going to be an issue at all. But I kind of like dabbling in the technical stuff as well. So
I think, well, that going forward, that's actually one of the things I would really like to do. So we're leaving Kalahal and heading up towards Oak Grove, which this was a procedurally generated village. And it was the first time I ever just tried my hand at like trying to redo a little bit.
To sort of make it look a bit less Minecrafty villager.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I mean, again, this is like one of the first things I did. I'm looking at it now and kind of shuddering a little bit. I'm like, ugh,
hey,
I would have done this differently.
This is basically how I started with Minecraft as well. I wasn't very good at... Well, this was like well before I started stuff, but it was basically find a village and then adapt it.
Right.
And you've got some cool builds. Like, I really love the sort of structures with fence posts and like the framing. I like that stuff.
I can see... I can see that when I just first started to come up in with random blocks, like the size of the building where it wasn't just, straight rows of oak and then straight rows of terracotta or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still a bit of a learning process there, I think.
It's always fun to go back and see your old builds, even if you find them like cringy.
Yes.
Like now, it's still, it's nice to see the progression. Like, you wouldn't want to go back to something you built a year ago and find it exactly how you would build it now. That
is a really valid point. I don't know if you know, I'm a musician, like by trade. I'm a professional musician, and one of the I just because of copyright claims and stuff, I started using one of my records that I recorded back 2004, I think. And I was listening to it just like right before you came on, to mix a recording. And I was just like, wow, this is pretty good. And I was like, uh-oh. Like, if I think something I played in 2004 is pretty good, that means maybe I haven't evolved as much as I wish I had between then and now.
Or maybe you are still evolving, but you still like the old style.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's something else that you can do as well, especially with like your builds. I still go back to some of the stuff and think, yeah, I like that, but it's not something I would build now.
Look at this side note. Look at this cow model by Jerm.
It's so good.
Isn't that model amazing?
It's amazing.
The dude is a master. He's a master.
I can't help but look at its snout and I just see a pig face. It's like a tiny little pig is living inside a cow.
You're totally right.
I can't not see
it. It is a pig face. Jerm, that's a pig face. I know you're watching this. That's a pig face. That's funny. So, it's interesting. One of the things when I first started this, it actually started as a realm, like a Mojang realm, and until I realized that there were some limitations and stuff, so we switched to a server. But I whenever I started this, I found my first realm, which was like the day I started Minecraft. Like whenever realms came out, that was right when I started, and I looked at it and it was so poor. But in a way, I kind of wish that I had just played that world instead of starting a fresh one. Because that's with this world, my whole idea is that I never want to reset. Ever. Yes. Unless we get a corrupt world or something like that. But the idea is going to be we're going to stay on this forever and just keep building, keep expanding on and on and on. So in 5 years, we can come back and look at this again and laugh about how we didn't know how to build.
I like that idea. Quite often you'll get servers and you've got to deal with like updates and then there's restarts when you lose all the builds, make progress, and you don't feel like you've completed anything, and that's frustrating sometimes. Well, and sometimes you need a fresh start. That's fine, but yeah, sometimes it can be frustrating if you don't quite finish what you want to do.
I mean, I apologize to my friends on this channel because you've heard me say this so many times. I hate server restarts. I hate it so much. Like, I'd much rather upgrade and just go to a new part of the world and go, and then keep the old stuff. And because, like, look, I have really limited time. I think you're in the same boat as me. Like, sometimes really limited time, and I hate spending time knowing that it's going to get deleted in a matter of a few months. Which was a big part of starting this world. It's like I vowed to do everything in my power to never restart this world. That's sort of the goal, you know. This was a sheep farm that I tried to do. I tried to do like an organic sheep farm without a fence. that was the goal.
It seems to be doing all right. I mean, it's not like it's suffering from them despawning all the time.
No, and we need a lot of black wool because black wool is a void block in this texture pack. So for anything magical or something like that, it's like complete, total black.
Nice.
So like I have some underground magical things and stuff like that, you know, like a magical teleported room or something like that. And I need a black. So to farm up all the wool, we had this huge farm. There's so many sheep here that they respawn wool by the time you get around. So you never have to wait.
It's just a non-stop.
Yeah. So you can just shear and shear and shear and shear forever. But this was the kind of thing like, so the idea of going forward in the next season, season 3, we're kind of getting to the point of wrapping up season 2 here soon. Not quite yet, but soon. The idea is going to be basically I'm going to get, hopefully a few other YouTubers, streamers, whatever, and we'll start a new big kingdom, like a new Kalahol or End Temple, and that's going to be the main focus. But then also, if say a couple guys want to go out and go down the road and build a little hamlet, something like that, like say we need I needed purple wool for a project a while ago. So instead, this is a chunk reset. I guarantee it is. Nope, it's not. It's not on the line. I must have just run out of gravel. I used Chunky to bring in. See the seagrass is right over there. So I used Chunky to reset the non-building spawns before we went to 113. But the idea is going to be, build. The group of the main project is going to be one giant city of some theme that will work out depending on who's gonna play in season 3. And then, side note, if you're doing videos for YouTubers or for viewers, at some point you gotta maybe mix it up a little bit. So then you can go out and maybe build a purple sheep farm somewhere. So instead of having an underground hidden sheep farm, I never want to have that in this world because that's an opportunity. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay. I think that like I think hiding stuff underground and stuff is missing an opportunity for a creative build. You know what I mean? Like if you need purple wool, why not come up with a place where you would have purple sheep, like a little farm or a little hamlet or a factory or something, some excuse.
Especially in a world like this where you've got wool, you've got magic.
Mm-hmm.
You could write a story around it, and that's kind of what I've been doing a bit in Craft Away with. So I come up with these silly little reasons why something is the way it is. And, I'm not the best storyteller. It's not going to be probably as detailed as the war here, but it's what I tried to do to explain away my farms and bizarre. I've got chicken generators.
Yes, I love that.
Sake,
I love that. I think that was really inspiring. And I love that, a reason of why something exists, like why would this be here? Okay, let's just write a story. You can have a reason for anything if you're creative enough.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a little hamlet that a player named Monk did. Here we were starving all the time and just eating carrots, so we needed a lot of leather and food. So we just built a giant big cow. Again, trying to go with like an open range sort of cow pasture.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's interesting,
just a terracotta over. Don't know. Just wanna hang on.
It's interesting when you're playing with other people because like I would not have built it like this, but it's cool. I'm glad it's here and I'm glad it is like this. I wouldn't have built with all these different colors, but Monk did it and it's like, yeah, okay.
It's nice.
That's cool. It's way different than I would have, but that's the point of playing multiplayer. It's not all the same.
That is the thing that sells me on multiplayer more than single player. It's why I play the way I do now is that I can log on and come across something that is completely different than what I would ever even think to do.
Right.
Where have you disappeared?
I'm just on the road, down right under you. On like the bridge area.
And the wrong bridge.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, there you are.
But
yeah, like if I didn't have that option, it's like if everyone built the same, how would anyone get any sort of new source of creativity?
Well, that's a big thing too. I find I need to get out of my own box, and start building more original shapes and more original ways and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how again with Craftaway it was, because you wouldn't think it if you just watch my Craftaway stuff, you wouldn't think that I was basically somebody who only built medieval stuff. And I just kind of got a bit over that. Like, you see the same shapes over and over again. I just wanted to do something different. And I think it's good that you can come in and challenge yourself to new, interesting ways to put something together.
Yeah, that challenge is the exact right word. Challenge is exactly it. This is if you just fly up, you can't really see it from the road, but I want to do more of these kind of things on the right over here. It almost blends in, but it's a ruin of a tower. And there's a story. Like the story isn't all that important, but this is where there was a zombie. So this world, I think you know this, but this world is at war with the Nether. That's kind of part of the storyline. And everywhere zombie pigmen walk, they corrupt the earth. So, I'm in creative mode. I am so not used to it. Okay, sorry. They corrupt the earth. So there's like a tunnel that leads from Port Bray, which is just over there, over to here. And some thieves went in and they blew it up. They put TNT underneath and blew up and killed the zombie pigman commander, which set back the army. So rather than just build that, I tried to come up with some sort of story of why that would be there and what the ruin is and that kind of thing. And that's something that Grumpy Owl has actually really inspired me to do.
Yeah, I'm loving Grumpy's stuff. I mean, I'm still kind of blown away that he asked me to help him with some of the writing. Not that I've been able to have much time to do that at the moment.
But I mean, I'm not blown away at all. Like you're a creative dude. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Thanks. I'm not sure I agree myself, but everyone seems to be saying it. So yeah, I'll go with it. I accept the compliment.
This is, by the way, this block. This is our jack-o'-lantern block. If I can recommend anything to anyone who has a texture pack, change jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns are totally worthless as is. I mean, as a builder, outside of this month for Halloween.
Yeah, outside of Halloween, it's kind of
But
and for slime farms, maybe a cheap way of lighting up.
But it's still cheap. Make it a usable texture, and now it's something that you can use anywhere. So we changed it to this texture just so we don't have pumpkins everywhere. And at the time,
I used that over sea lanterns, and sea lanterns is my favorite lighting.
It's actually it's a takeoff of I think it's almost the exact same sea lantern. It's just yellow. Yeah. So we're in Port Bray now. This is kind of the capital city, and this is the main port of the whole world. My idea is that every ship. This is all of our fast travel system. All these ships go to a different kingdom. Including the airship, and there's a couple carts and stuff in here that go to landlocked places and stuff like that. But my idea is, if you want to go from, like, say, Trivial, which Spawn, that's that boat over there, to Kalaho, where we came from, that's the boat over there with Oak, then you would go take this boat to here and then that boat to there. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be like
central hub.
Yeah, so it's like our Nether hub. Except for since the world is at war with the Nether, we can't have a Nether hub. It doesn't.
Which makes sense. It ties in with the war.
Exactly, and I get a little burnout on Nether hubs just because maybe I've been playing this game for long enough. I've like seen it a whole bunch of times.
Any Nether hub build is usually just stressful.
Yeah,
especially in survival.
And no matter what you do, it's kind of the same. So let's take this airship, and we're gonna go to White Sands. Oh wait, do you want to see? Well, it's up to you. I think we have time for one more kingdom. Do you want to see White Sands or the Witch or the Origin of Witches called Helheim?
Ooh, I've seen both on your videos on both. Let's go to White Sands because I love that sort of that style of building.
Cool.
I'd love to get more into that sort of Arabian style building.
So yeah, you just hit that button. And now you're on the same airship, but in White Sands.
Well, I'm underneath now. I'm on it. I fell down to the ground, but I'm on it.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a quick second to get your Y coordinates. Oh, good, you didn't DC.
I'm back.
Hooray!
Nope, I'm good.
So yeah, so White Sands is a big lore. This is probably the most lore I've written for a build. It's interesting, I tried. So this used to be an elven city that the zombie pigmen attacked. The battle went south. Man betrayed the elves. Man was supposed to come help. They didn't, which explained the elves and dwarves and all this stuff. When they were betrayed, they left the world, left man basically to get destroyed by the zombie pigmen. Which didn't happen, luckily, but it could have. So this used to be an elven city. It was destroyed, so that's why there's a crater. Which actually, that crater, Jerm did this. Your frames are going to drop to like 0 here, but come down and check this out in the middle of the crater. JermsyBoy's a master.
Ooh, starting to feel it.
Oh yeah.
There we go. It's starting.
He put an end portal here.
That was awesome.
Isn't that cool?
It's a brilliant use.
So right underneath is an actual end portal. So that's why I built the crater here. But he's like, well, I can do something better. Do you want me to? I was like, yeah. So using some replace block fill command stuff, he knows how to do this. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But there is an actual end portal right below it.
There's something unsettling about it, which I really like, in the fact that you're so used to seeing the end portal in its frame.
Yep.
And here, it's just like looking into a void.
Oh yeah, and it works too. If you step into any of these holes, you go straight to the end. Yeah.
It's really cool. I like that.
And what I love most about it is if you back away about 32 blocks or so, because it's an entity, it just blacks out. So it doesn't kill your frames everywhere you go here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I've been talking a lot, and please give me your thoughts, the good and especially the bad.
Dude, I love the amount of work that's gone on. It's staggering, and it makes me feel a little inadequate with my builds, but it's also challenging for me because I'm going to be looking at maybe upping some build scales now, because this is cool. I love this. I really like that up there. It's because this. I'm trying to remember what you explained it as. It's like a magical energy. Energy.
So it's a forbidden spell. So when the battle was going south, the Elf King cast this forbidden magic spell. And the thing about forbidden magic in this world is once it's cast, it never goes away.
Right.
And it killed everyone, but as a byproduct. So in the middle of this crater is the main elven city. The main elven capital, castle, keep. I don't know what it's going to be yet. And it was teleported to the end as a byproduct of the spell. Everyone was killed. Now what we're going to do in the end is eventually we're going to build that in the end on the main end island.
Nice.
So this spell it's basically ripping apart the land. So some other mages came in. They set up these pylons. So if you see, there's 3 pylons, and there's magenta going around, kind of circling around the beam. It's like containment sort of idea, and then it expels out the top. That's kind of the idea I went with.
Yeah, I like it. I can see that. It's very cool.
So yeah, we have 3 glass. I asked Jerm to give us a 3rd glass. So we have 3 glasses that are just clear. All the rest have cool JermsyBoy glass patterns on them, which are great for building. But these are really cool for magic effects and that smoke effect thing you can do if you.
Yes. Yeah.
So we can have blue, green, or 4 actually, light brown, gray, and now magenta. So I may actually have them tone the magenta maybe a little bit more red, just so we can use it for maybe a nether smoke effect, fire, something. These houses are under construction. Tried something new here. I tried to sort it. Pride came up with this idea. Pride Ceratops, who's a great builder. And tried to come up with as if the fences are the frame that then you put stucco over them, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know how building works, but that seems kind of right.
I think it is for if you're using stuccos, if you need a framework package.
So yeah, and then I should say one of the only creative mode things that we did do is I laid At this for the last like probably month or so, it's been only me here on the server. The other people have sort of taken a break or disappeared, which is fine. I always say it's totally fine. No hard feelings. It happens. The multiplayer Minecraft people come and go. But I did put all this white sand down in a creative mode thing, and just to be completely transparent, I don't like to take credit for things that I didn't do. So
making this much sort of white concrete powder would be
well, honestly,
it would be a mammoth task.
Making it would be fine. Laying it is the
placing it.
Yeah, but there's a really cool system. If you, I'll link you the video because everyone should know about it. We're using an execute command where basically you can just walk and it just lays concrete powder as big of a radius as you want right underneath your feet. Huh. It was quite cool. Fast. I walked back and forth and just laid it all down. So
nice.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been here so long. I'm not sure what to say about it. There's a cool dragon bone that Pride did over there, over this direction.
I remember seeing that one of Pride's videos. Yeah, wasn't it?
And then they started a really big dragon, but I think Pride has really dug into a solo series. So I'm not sure what to do with that. Actually, that is one of the things that we're probably gonna learn from going forward is about branching off and doing your own thing in this world. I don't think this is the world for that. You know what I mean? Because
yeah. I mean, you've got to have that connected lore thing.
Yeah, and unfinished projects is a real thing. You know, sometimes people come and go. Real life comes up. I totally get it, but
yeah.
The problem is I have like just half a dragon skull out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm probably going to have to go finish it, which is fine, but it's not really like, when it's not your project, it's like it's harder to know what the vision's supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. So I think that going forward, we'll really stay in the same town outside of maybe a hamlet or something that's like a 2-day project sort of thing,
Yeah.
But I just think there are so many SMPs where you just you all meet on the first day and then you all scatter, 5,000 blocks away. And I don't think that's what this is. I think this is more of like, I'm going to build a church here. You're going to build a house here. Jerm's going to build something.
To someone who basically it was about 8,000, 9,000 blocks away from everyone else and just set up a base there. So yeah, I'm guilty of that.
But I mean, that's the point of most SMPs, I mean, that's totally cool. I just think that I'm trying for something different, here.
Well, every SMP has its own sort of understanding, its own way of doing things.
That's true.
And I think when you're focusing on lore and building something that's cohesive as a whole, then you kind of need that sort of collective community where, you're all together on understanding what builds are going on, why it's going on, how it's going to connect.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think it's quite different from other SMPs where it is just you get together for pranks or you get together for end raiding.
Right.
But it's actually a set. I love the minarets on it.
Yeah, and I mean, nothing against that. That's totally cool. I think that my age probably plays a little bit into that. Is like that's just not what I come to this game for. I come to this game for like a creative, artistic thing, and so I mean, I'm not against like pranks and mini games and all that kind of. That's totally fine, but that's not why I sit down at the computer and get so psyched to play. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
I'm going to TP you to me. Hopefully it'll work because I want to show you this thing and I'm not sure where you went to. Let's see how this.
I'm just hanging over the minarets over the back of this.
How do I do you first? I think right, and then. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Check this out. Thanks to Jerm's just amazingly brilliant overlays.
You just pitch it.
Aren't those amazing? This is one of my favorite parts in this whole world. I think just this little riverwalk situation. Oh, did you see the wheel? That's a jungle trapdoor.
That's so cool. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you can make it with chisel and bits, actually. The mod. and then import the model right into vanilla. It's pretty cool. We've been talking about maybe doing a couple other custom just specialty things, especially with 6 trapdoors. We figure you don't need all 6. Maybe if you had 4 of them, and then you have 2 for like special stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And the lanterns are end rods. You probably figured that out.
No, I didn't. But I like it. Yeah.
Again, just like end rods, it's cool, I guess, but like I don't know how you would utilize them as a builder. But these lanterns are spectacular. Like,
yes, yeah, really.
But these overlays just do it for me. This terracotta, all the terracottas have these they're so amazing.
Yeah, I really like when you those overlays because it just adds depth to the build that you can't do unless you drop in back block. Even though it doesn't quite look as natural as it does. This test.
Yeah. I love this. I sometimes when I'm not feeling like inspired or whatever, I'll just kind of walk along this area, and it's not even like I don't even have stuff out here. You know, I don't even have like market stuff that I would want to have, but just like looking at the way these buildings lay, it's just, man, it's really nice. I don't mean my building. I mean like the texture pack work is super nice. Yeah. Well, anyway, oh look at that! Look at that view where you can see the forbidden magic spell up there.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That magic is really. It draws your eye to it, no matter where you are. As you sort of turn around, if that is anywhere in the line of sight, it automatically draws your focus.
I wish. I mean, to be completely frank, it didn't come out as quite as well as I had hoped. I'm not good enough with like organic shapes to know why. I just know I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
But I mean, I'm trying to look at it and well, I can't see what you'd think you could do. That's the thing with organic stuff.
Yeah.
Your brain tries to make a pattern for symmetry. That's just what your brain does. So anything that's not symmetrical, automatically your brain just goes, that doesn't look quite right. And it's very hard when you're creating something yourself to ignore that feeling. To me, as somebody who's not built this looks really organic and natural.
Well, that's cool.
I guess if I was building it myself, I would probably be doing the same boat, looking at it and going, it doesn't look quite right, but not being able to place on why.
I think if I were to probably criticize it, I would say that like the tentacles that are coming out of it are the same. They're like, maybe they should be fatter. Like this blue sphere, the glass surrounding it is an exact sphere. I followed a grid. Maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it should have bulges like where the tentacles come out, things like that. They'll just make it look like it's not so round. And maybe
I guess that then you can kind of it depends, because like for me, I'm looking at this from a different perspective, I guess, because it's like fresh eyes. I see it as that this is the spell, and these are like electrical discharges coming out, so you wouldn't actually get like bulges from it.
Well, that's true. I mean, that was the idea. It was like discharges.
Yeah, so to me, it's like little lightning flashes coming out, and then you've got these trying to contain it.
Yeah, that's true. That is what I went for. It actually looks a lot better from up here. Most builds look better from the ground than from up high, but this one I think actually looks better from up here. Well,
no, I think you nailed it. Like I think it is that sort of quirk of how your brain works, is that when you're building something to be natural and organic, it's very hard to make it look right in your own head, because your brain's automatically looking for something that it can't quite grasp.
That is true, because and to be honest, I didn't have a really good vision of how this was going to be. I just had kind of a ballpark, so it's hard to replicate that when you don't really have a real vision in your head.
I mean, from what I've seen of like other people building natural things, a lot of it is learning to walk away.
That is
and going, it's
true.
It is what it is.
Right.
It does look natural, but trying to get your brain to just not focus on little bits and nitpicking.
It's true. And stopping, learning when to stop too. That's a whole thing too, and not just keep adding blocks. But
yep.
Well, Sunfire, we're up against the time. I should say to my friends here on check out Vasten, please go to Sunfire's channel and subscribe if you haven't, and drop likes and shower him with praises, because it's very entertaining stuff, especially thinking of the Craftaway stuff. I really enjoy those episodes, and I can't wait for new ones to come up.
I'm really enjoying that.
It's very fun.
Yeah, I've had a ball. I wasn't sure on playing on a Bedrock Realm MP, but Bedrock's been very, very surprising. I've enjoyed it very much.
Well, Jerm has a Bedrock pack out.
I do. I've got it.
Oh, do you have it? I
haven't been using it because my lab is very modern.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It doesn't quite sort of give me the look I want.
Right.
For the medieval stuff in Spawntown, it looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
I love
right.
it.
I have thought before, if there's ever a way to convert this world to Bedrock, I'm not saying I would do it, but I would think about it, because it would be so nice if I'm out at work, because at work there's so much of hurry up and wait. It'd be so nice to pull out my phone and be like, oh, I'll just go mining for 20 minutes here, or whatever. It would be so nice.
The thing about Bedrock now is that they're getting that ability to create, your own mobs and stuff in what is essentially vanilla and put it in the game. Yeah, it's really cool. And I think, I've just been looking at it more and more, and I'm just like, you could create some really cool stuff and add some really cool, just little things, not stuff that you necessarily would naturally spawn, but that you can add in as kind of decorations.
Right. That's true.
Lore a little bit. Once you've finished with an area where you're not going to be coming back and killing them, add a bit of life to it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that Minecraft often misses, is you build these amazing builds, but you can't really fill it with life. You put villages in there, but villages are stupid.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, you can't. Yeah, you can't. Maybe who knows? Who knows? Maybe this villager and pillager update. Maybe I hope so. They'll be smart enough. Apparently they're going to go to work and stuff, so we can hope that they'll be
routines and stuff like that. Would be quite. If there was a way to actually get in there and set a routine. So if you set a villager's home.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could, but if you spawned them on a bed.
Yeah, that would be great.
Your house,
it'd be so nice.
Return to that.
Seriously, how many times have we seen villagers and there's 27 houses and then there's 40 villagers in one closet of one room?
Yeah,
they're
just stupid. The sort of the mad orgy in one particular tiny little room.
Well, that my next build was going to be an iron farm, and build a whole city around it. An iron farm was going to be the reason for the build. The whole reason for this build is an ink farm, which we didn't look at because it's so minor, but that's the reason why we picked a desert and all this stuff. But the next one was going to be an iron farm. But now I'm I don't know what the rules are going to be.
Yeah, that'd be interesting how it's going to affect iron farms.
Because we may have to wait, I don't know, 6 hours for Omango to come out with another iron farm once they get the new villagers. But I don't want to build one now and then, in 2 months have to go build a new iron farm. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Maybe we'll do a gold farm or something instead. That's probably not changing.
Good luck. Gold farms they're not working as well at the moment.
Well, it'd have to be an overworld gold farm, so even worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're way over time.
Actually, if you're going to do that, go the Drowned route. Drowned seem to drop gold ingots quite regularly, so if you can find a way to get zombie spawners to convert them, then drop.
Wait, who drops gold nuggets?
Not gold nuggets, gold ingots. Drowned.
Oh, really?
Free. Yeah, well, actually, the zombie spawner that I've turned into a Drowned farm in Craftaway is a far more efficient gold farm than the giant zombie pigman overworld Nether portal farm that I had. But I mean, that's Bedrock. Bedrock's.
Huh. Okay. Well, before I do anything, I will look that up because I've kind of been thinking about what we're going to do next. So listen, if you're a Sunfire fan and you came over here for the first time ever, I should say we're starting season 3 fairly soon, and I'm looking at adding some members here to Vasten. Probably YouTuber or streamer sort of situation. That's kind of the direction I've been heading towards. And if you're interested, you can seek me out and we can discuss if you want to record a series from here or stream or whatever. And thank you so much. Please go subscribe to Sunfire.
And if you're watching it from my channel, subscribe to Fixxitt. The guys, some builder, there's fantastic range builders on here. and it's been an absolute blast touring the world.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, and we'll do this again soon. I appreciate it very much.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.